Hey folks, welcome back to another video, my thoughts on for the month of October. And this is another film that I've reviewed in the past, much more in-depth, so feel free to watch that if you want a longer review. But it's Jacob's Ladder. One of my favorite films ever. I think it's one of the best horror films of the 90s. From what I understand, this was the big inspiration for Silent Hill, and it makes a lot of sense. And I can't praise this film enough. Jacob Senior, played by Tim Robbins, was in Vietnam. He's come home, and all this crazy shit starts happening. He's haunted by memories of the war. He's haunted by the death of his young son, played by Macaulay Culkin. He's haunted by these things. Are they demons? Is it hallucinations? Is it because of this test that happened in Vietnam? Is it something else? And it's very creepy. It's so well directed. I think Tim Robbins was robbed of some kind of award. I would honestly say this is an Oscar-worthy performance Tim Robbins gives. I would say that with a straight face. Tim Robbins gives, to me, the best performance of his career. And I really enjoy The Shawshank Redemption and other movies. But this, he's a guy who just so feels sorry for. He plays all the emotions so well. The images of the film are so creepy and unsettling and memorable. Just him sitting in the subway, and was that like a little tail underneath this person who's sleeping? Um, he's on the subway tracks. He gets out of the way. All these people just watching him through the windows of the subway car. Almost getting hit by this car, and it comes by, and these weird looking faces. He's going to a club, you turn, and it's people like moving like so fast, and you're like, what the fuck is that about? He's at a party with his new girlfriend, Elizabeth Peña. I don't think she's with us anymore. I think she's passed away, I believe. If so, that's too bad. May she rest in peace. She does a really good job here. And you just see crazy shit like they're dancing. It's like, what is that? Something with wings and claws, and is that what is that? Out of her mouth? What is that? It's like, oh shit! Like really creepy images. Of course, the descent into hell in the hospital when he's hurt himself, and like the hospital goes from kind of dirty, kind of normal but dirty, to just insanity. People on the ceiling, people bouncing their head against the wall. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? There's a thing with no eyes. I'm alive. And just, him just crying his eyes out and not being annoying either. That's the hard thing, is that we all cry. It's a natural thing. But when you watch in a movie, sometimes people get the giggles when they see someone cry. It's like, well, in real life, we wouldn't giggle and laugh, but because it's a movie, we know it's fake. But he handled it so well. Danny Aiello, sort of his kind of a guardian angel sort of thing. Great speeches he gives, like, see if I can get it right. If you're holding on, you'll see devils tear your life away. But if you make your peace, then you realize the devils are really angels, freeing you from the earth. And Danny Aiello, he's in the film a couple of times, but he made such an impression that it makes sense why he's third build on there. Made such a great impression. There's such a good heart to it, and the way the movie ends, you can look at it at a very religious angle or a very practical angle. It's hard to do without giving a lot of spoilers. But even if you know the ending, I still think it's a really good horror tale and story with some really creepy images, an amazing score. God, who did the score for this? Maurice Jarre. Amazing score. One of the best scores to a horror movie, I could say. I would say if you've never seen Jacob's Ladder, you owe it to yourself to see this film. One thing I wish there was I don't know, an extended cut, because the deleted scenes, I wish were in the movie. I really do wish they were in the movie. Because I think deleted scenes are amazing and should not have been cut out. And that's what I mean. I wish someone would make an extended cut of this film, putting those deleted scenes in. I wish that would happen. I so wish that would happen. And I gotta go more into spoilers, starting right now, to talk about my love for this movie. So starting right now, spoilers. The way it ends, where you find out that Jacob Sr. died in the war. This is all in his head. You can look at it as okay, this is just his last images before his death. But you can look at it in a religious way, that it was sort of him stuck in either purgatory, holding on, or Jacob's ladder. His son taking him up to heaven. And that's what I mean. You can look at it in that way, and it's sort of a nice little story. How the hell was being stuck there in this pain, and a story about letting go and finding peace. When he kept holding on with this pain and frustration and what could have been, and you're just torturing yourself. But you're at peace, you can go with your kid up to heaven and you'll be fine. And that's a nice way to look at the film. And you see little things like even when he's in the subway car and he sees an advertisement that literally says hell. He talks with the one guy who used to work for the government, the army, and in the deleted scene, he actually gives him this thing, and it's sort of like an exorcism. Really good scene, and then you realize it didn't work. I wish they didn't cut that out. I wish that was in the movie. But I think the actor's name is Matt Craven. He gives a really good speech about what happened in there. And he's like, why is that in the film? And yeah, maybe it's the mind trying to justify because what happened in Vietnam, his own friend stabbed him in the stomach. And maybe it's some kind of outside force, like making him understand what happened. Like, why did he die? Why did my own friend, comrade, kill me? Maybe it's that way. I agree with a friend of mine. The one nitpick I have, at the very end of the film, they have this text about government tests. You didn't need that text at the very end. Like, you have this very emotional ending. You don't need this fucking text about governments. You don't need that. That was completely pointless. So, if I do the extended cut, I wouldn't know how to do it, but if someone did, just cut that little text thing off. You don't need that. But it's a movie that can make you think after watching it. And it's a movie that definitely works in rewatchability because you pick out certain things. Like Jess or Jezebel. What do we know that name from? Oh, okay. That's another deleted scene where the final appearance of her character that should have been in the movie. That's what I mean. Like, these deleted scenes should have been in the movie. And one deleted scene that's not even in the deleted scenes, but it's in the trailer, is when he turns in his truck and he sees someone like. I don't think that was in the deleted scenes. He sees like someone moving, like his bags moving. And I think we're supposed to mean that was just a regular, like a homeless guy sleeping there, and he just lays. But you see it in the trailer, like. And this trailer I remember seeing a lot because I think it was on. God, I swear, I think it was on the VHS to The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. I think it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was that. It was on some VHS. I would always see the trailer to this movie. And I'm just hooked ever since I saw the trailer. It's a really good trailer. And this is a movie that just has a good emotional core, has great creep factors, excellent cast, excellent performance by Tim Robbins, fantastic score, wonderful images. Like I said, I can see why the people at Silent Hill were inspired by this movie. I really, really can. I can't praise this film enough. I cannot praise it enough. It's a classic, and it did not get the respect it deserved. I'd love to see a new Blu-ray, like a new cut of the film and new interviews with Tim Robbins and Danny Aiello if he's with us, and other people. Macaulay Culkin even. That's Jacob's Ladder. I'm not sure about this cover though. I actually prefer the VHS cover to this, or even the poster I have over here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.